Craig, you have a very sultry voice. You should do voice acting. I'm not sure who could be your agent, but you know, you should look them up. I'm sure there's some AI out there that you could somebody could hit you up and you could start your own business. Yeah, well, that's good. Anyways, welcome back to the Believe Me If You Don't podcast, where we talk about nothing important at all, and we just talk. So yeah, this week it's just me again. Um, just wanted to do an episode. Last week, Nintendo thought it was cool to have a Nintendo Direct, just to continue along, basically with the summer Game Fest in a sense. So Nintendo did a showcase, if you want to say, about some games that are releasing on the Switch and stuff like that. So I'm just going to go through them, give my thoughts. Most of them, I'm going to be honest, I have no clue about. There are a bunch of franchises I've never played. So I mean, I grew up playing Nintendo. We had the original Nintendo, Super Nintendo. I had a Nintendo 64. I played Game Boy Color, the Wii. Didn't get Wii U. I do have a Switch currently, but there's very few games on there that I play. But obviously, Nintendo has brought some of the most iconic franchises to gaming through like Mario, Donkey Kong, Metroid, obviously Pokemon. So, but yeah, we're just gonna go through some of the games that were talked about. And then, like I said, it's just me tonight. The boys off doing things, It's their choice. They want to do things, they can go do things. No pressure here. Just wanted to come on and do an episode. So yeah. And I'll have the article that I looked this up is on Polygon. So if you just want to go back and look at it, it has all the videos of all that was shown and stuff. So let's get into it tonight. And I didn't get to watch the Nintendo Direct live or something. I just kind of went back through it, so I'm not sure if this article is in the order. I think it is, just because I did actually get to see the last game that was shown, and they have it on this article being the last game. So maybe it's correct of how they were shown, but if not, it's whatever. So we'll start off. It looks like the newest game in the Mario and Luigi franchise, the first time in 10 years, they're coming out with Mario and Luigi Brothership. That's pretty big. It's been a decade since the last one with both of them in it. And like I said, Mario is a huge franchise for Nintendo, and I know a lot of people love when Mario and Luigi do team up. So I'm sure that'll be pretty cool. Next up, we got. I'm not really sure this is necessarily a game, but they're coming up with the Nintendo World Championships, the NES edition, and it's all about speed running and challenges. So it looks like at the championship they're going to have like modes that people will compete against head to head for certain challenges. Like there's Mario runs on here, how fast you can do it and stuff. So that'd be pretty neat. Obviously speedrunners love Mario, like the older games, and just trying to complete them as fast as possible. So next up, we got Fairy Tail 2. I don't know what to tell you. It's apparently an anime fairy tale. Like, we're talking like Cinderella, but anime. So, yeah. It's a real-time strategy game. It's coming this winter. So if you're into fairy tales, anime style, Go for it. This winter. Next up, we got Fantasian Neo Dimension. So this one actually caught my eye just for the sheer fact that it is from Final Fantasy creator Hironobu Sakaguchi. It is a turn-based RPG. It looks really neat, and anything that Sakaguchi does, coming from Final Fantasy, I'm sure it will be great. I have a feeling that turn-based RPGs are going to make a comeback, because we talked about one, what was it, Expedition 33 or something last week with at the Xbox showcase, and it looked dope. So maybe turn-based RPGs are coming back. I know that's a thing of the past for sure. So we'll see. Next up, we got Nintendo Switch Sports. Obviously trying to capitalize on the sports, like from Wii Sports. I know that was probably Nintendo's one of their biggest selling games of all time is Wii Sports, and for so because it was amazing. Wii Sports was awesome. This one, I guess, is bringing basketball, shooting, and stuff like that, shooting some hoops. So hopefully they capture that. Next up, we got Mio, and not to confuse that with the drink thing that you pour in your water. It's called Mio Memories in Orbit. The art looks neat. It's a watercolor world. They didn't show too much, but apparently it's coming in 2025. Next up, they talked about there's an update coming to Disney Illusion Island. Looks wonderful, guys. Keep it up. Not really sure. It looks like some of the original Disney characters like Mickey, Minnie, maybe some Goofy in there. Not really sure what you do. So good luck with that update there. The next one, though, guys, huge. Hello Kitty Island Adventure. It was apparently original on mobile, but it's coming to Nintendo Switch. Huh. Might hit that one up. Definitely not going to. There is a running joke, though, between me and the boys of Hello Kitty Island Adventure 2. And whenever I say that or Kiwi says that, we're actually referring to Fallout 76. So if you ever hear that, just know it's not actual Hello Kitty Island Adventure. Next up, we got Looney Tunes Wacky World of Sports. That's interesting. That Nintendo would have 2 sports games come out and it not actually be professional sports, but it be some of the characters like the Looney Tunes. That's interesting. Next up, we got an update coming to Among Us. I know that was obviously huge a couple years back during the pandemic and stuff like that. I'm sure it's slowed down, but I think they're still chugging along with updates. It was an interesting game for sure. If you're not very good at lying and remembering exactly what you did and how to explain things or why you did them, then you will not succeed at this. But it's always fun to go with a group of friends and just blame one person over and over and over. Next up, we got Farmagia. All I can say, it's a farming simulator, guys. I'm not sure why you would play that, but more power to you. Next up, we got Donkey Kong Country returning in HD. Donkey Kong Country was a banger back in the day. So, I'm glad it's coming to the Switch as being HD. I think they need to put more love into Donkey Kong because I think Donkey Kong was the original. He was before Mario. Mario was in Donkey Kong. but yet they just like Mario is such a bigger franchise than Donkey Kong. Maybe people don't connect with him as much. I'm not sure. Next up, we got a big one, Dragon Quest III. It's an HD 2D remake. So, So Dragon Quest III HD 2D remake will be coming to Nintendo Switch, and then remakes of Dragon Quest 1 and 2 in HD 2D form will be coming in 2025. So it sounds like they're trying to remake the first three. I never got into the Dragon Quest series. Obviously I know a lot of people love them, so maybe one day. Next up, we got a newish game called Funko Fusion, where basically all the Funko Pops that have been created are in like a world, an adventure, action adventure game. It looks neat. Next up, we got Luigi's Mansion 2 getting an HD upgrade. That's another one a lot of people love is Luigi's Mansion. So glad to see it's getting love. But guys, we don't have to remake and HD everything. So maybe some new stuff would be great. Next up, we got the Denpa Men. I'm not. This is one of those weird Animal Crossing looking games with weird characters. Like they're kind of like Wii people, you know, for their avatars and stuff, but weirder. So, yeah. Next up, we got Metal Slug Attack Reloaded. Not Reload, Reloaded. This is another. I know Metal Slug's a pretty big franchise. I don't think I ever gave any of them a try, so very anime ish. Good luck. Darkest Dungeon 2 is getting a sequel. It's coming this July. Yeah, good luck. There's apparently a Nintendo Switch Online update coming where Zelda Link to the Past 4 Swords, Metroid Zero Mission, Turok. That's a wonderful franchise, by the way. Wish they would bring it back. Get like a not be cheesy as shit, but like really bring it back. I think it'd do well. And Perfect Dark are actually coming to Nintendo Switch Online. So, and you'll be able to play the Zelda game Four Swords online with friends for the first time. I've never tried Nintendo's like service. Like I said, I definitely fell off of Nintendo playing Nintendo games in the early 2000s, probably after 64 and Game Boy Advanced and stuff. So, but Nintendo is one of the biggest companies in the world. Next up, we got Phantom Brave, The Lost Hero. The Lost Hero, by the way. Yeah. Another anime-ish thing. Not my cup of tea. Next up, we got the Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection. That one is huge because Marvel vs. Capcom was always one of the biggest fighters back in the day. It's pretty neat too. Fight with my boy Cyclops. Maybe. Is Cyclops in there? I don't know. Yep. Sorry, I meant to say Gambit, not Cyclops. Cyclops is in there, but I meant Gambit. But yeah, that would be awesome. Next up, we got Super Mario Party Jamboree. I know a ton of people love Super Mario Party. That that's like one of the biggest party games there are out there, and I guess this is like a new Super Mario Party. Up to 20 players can compete online. Oh my lord, that's a lot. Next up, we got this one was very interesting to me, but a lot of people are hyped, but at the same time they are not, and I think it's because of the art style, but also, you know, the main character, The Legend of Zelda: Echoes of Wisdom. So for the first time, I think you actually get to play like main story and stuff. You get to play as Zelda. I'll never understand why this entire franchise is called Zelda, and she's just the one getting rescued the whole time. Link is actually like he's clearly the main character, and it should be his franchise, but it's whatever. Um, but this seems really neat, and it's being done in the art style of Link's Awakening, which I believe a lot of people love. So hopefully this does well. It's great to mix it up. Maybe they should have called this one The Legend of Link. It's a good joke in there, guys. Moving on. This is not really anything, but a Nintendo Nintendo Switch Lite Hyrule Edition. Zelda, if you don't know what Hyrule is. I'm not sure why they're releasing this now. Why they wouldn't release it with when Tears of Kingdom. But, I digress. Next up, we got Just Dance. I'm not sure how you, I guess with the actual like main Nintendo Switch, you would do Just Dance. I haven't played it Just Dance in like legit 15-ish years. So, yeah, good luck. Ooh, this next one, Lego Horizon Adventures. I know we talked about this one, I think, at with the Xboxes. It's coming to Switch. That's gonna be interesting. I think that'll fit the Switch very well. I hope this does well. I know that Sony is really trying to make Horizon a big, like one of the biggest Sony franchises. I'm not sure why. I love Horizon Zero Dawn. I loved Forbidden West and the DLCs and everything. I'm just not. I don't know. I know they're trying to do a TV series or a movie or something. And hopefully the third game comes out in the next 15 years and completes Aloy's story. But this is neat. I want to really build a Thunderjaw or a long neck. I'd build one of them like out of Legos if they have those. I know they have a long neck, but Thunderjaw will be dope too. Next up, we got Stray coming to Nintendo Switch, the wonderful cat game. I know Jordan played it and he loved it. If you're a cat person, I think this is a neat game for you to play. But if you hate cats, you're probably not gonna like this. Like if you're on the borderline of cats and dogs, I'm sure you could like it. But if you're a cat hater, this is probably not your, cat cup of tea. So next up, we got Tales of the Shire, a Lord of the Rings game where apparently you live as a hobbit. That just sounds awful because you're just going to walk the whole time. Moving on. Ace Attorney Investigation. This looks stupid as shit. We're moving on. I don't know what you do in this game. I assume you're an attorney in anime. Not sure what you're going to argue, but yeah. Next, we got the 100 line Last Defense Academy. This is another anime game with some board like scenarios. Yeah, moving on again. Next, we got Romancing Saga 2 Revenge of the Seven. Why can't it be the Revenge of the Six? This is super anime, and not anime, animated, but like I don't know. It's very hard for me to play. The only one I did end up playing was Ni no Kuni, and I loved Ni no Kuni, and it's kind of the same art style. So I guess I have really no room to talk, but just some of these are just weird. So, and then the last game, the biggest one, I'm sure a lot of people were very hyped for, and really wanted this game because I think it was shown off first time was in 2017. So literally 7 years ago, it was announced with Metroid Prime 4. And it's gone through some different development or developers and stuff like that. But I know Metroid Prime is a decent size, probably one of the bigger franchises for Nintendo, but it doesn't get as much love as Mario and stuff like that. But Samus is obviously is an iconic character in the world of video gaming. So I'm glad that Metroid Prime is finally getting some love again, and I hope it's great. I've never played any of the Metroid Primes, but I know of Samus. So, but yeah, that was the 2024 Nintendo Direct that was shown last week. Overall, it was a pretty good showing. Like out of the Summer Games Fest, like all of them that was shown, this one for me wouldn't be as high as the Xbox, so I would definitely put it like second. Like Sony's, unfortunately, as much as I love PlayStation, it wasn't good. And then Ubisoft's was just as bad. So like they're tied for last. There's not even a deserving of third place. They go straight to fourth, which is unfortunate. But overall, Nintendo and Xbox had a great showing of summer. So hopefully they continue to bring out some good games, good content, and stuff like that going forward. But yeah, that was basically all of what was shown at Nintendo Direct. I know it's probably a shorter episode, but basically, I just want to come on here and talk about that, and then kind of what I'm doing right now. If you know, and I'm sure you do, if you're keeping up on the gaming space, Elden Ring released its newest DLC, or only DLC it's going to release. Well, it's a DLC expansion or whatever you want to call it. Shadow of the Erd Tree. It's about Miquella, the brother of Melania. You know, that wonderful boss that a lot of people love in the base game of Elden Ring. Yeah. Um yeah, I'm not gonna lie, this expansion is hard as balls. I was I definitely should have started a new character, beat the game, and then got to a certain point, but obviously life and stuff like that, and I don't want to go through the hatred that I went through with that game. But I started the expansion off wrong to begin with because I totally forgot to go kill Mog, and to even get there, I had to do a couple things. So it took me a couple hours to do that, which is unfortunate that I didn't get to play as much I wanted to the first night. Also, I'm tired of this non-releasing worldwide on everything bullcrap. Like World of Warcraft is one of the biggest enemies when it comes to this. Just release everything on the exact same time for everybody in the world, regardless of their time zones and everything. Release it at the same time. Also, for this, Elden Ring didn't come out for consoles like physical until the next day. Like that's ridiculous. Like, why can't you release it at the same time? Like, I realize at this point, the discs are just to do updates. Like, you can clearly push updates through the internet to the console. So why do we even need discs anymore? And if so, why aren't we lowering the price of the video game? Just 2024 problems, whatever. But yeah, I've been playing Elden Ring for the last couple nights. It's still Elden Ring, which means it's hard as balls. You explore to no end. You can literally go to your left and keep going up left, go left, 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 more left, and you find a whole new place. It's ridiculous. Same thing, dungeons, main story bosses. There hasn't been any of the circles bosses where you go into not a platform, but like a different instance in a sense in the world. They're all within just areas and within dungeons. So, which is fine. Um, but yeah, I thought I was going to be decently leveled. Completely wrong because of how they implemented a strategy of blocking that. So, um, it was kind of a shock. The first dungeon boss you run into, if you were not prepared at all, you would think you would steamroll him just because he's the first boss that you probably run into. Yeah, he will murder you in game really quickly. So, and I'm not gonna lie, you know, I'm just playing this DLC expansion or whatever you want to call it to beat it. I'm not gonna take my time to learn the fights and everything like that. I just want to experience it, move on with my life because I have a love hatred with this video game. I've never been a fan of Dark Souls because of how janky their combat is. And you can call me boomer esque. Obviously, I'm not even in that category of a boomer, but I want to be able to play somewhat defensive, and that doesn't mean roll around like a freaking hedgehog over and over and over. That's just ridiculous. And I shouldn't have to roll 3,000 times compared to me swinging my sword 5 times. I will always have an issue with the combat system in Elden Ring or Dark Souls or whatever, how slow it is, but I realize what they try to go for and it being actually hard, and I give it to them. Elden Ring, Jordan has said it before, you can make it however you want to make the game. Whether you want to make it the hardest Dark Souls game ever or the easiest. Just because of the sheer amount of stats that you can get, the equipment that you can get, you can truly make this game easy. And because I struggled throughout the base game, got to New Game Plus, and I never do New Game Plus. So this is how you know I hated this game but yet loved it. I did New Game Plus, ran straight through it because of how overleveled I was, and the only reason I did it was just to show those bosses that they were pieces of shit, and I wanted to make them my little bitch. So, and I did. I did. But now in the DLC, I am their bitch. So, yeah. But it's a great. It's probably one of the best DLCs you'll ever play. And please don't review bomb this shit because you think it's too hard. It is a Dark Souls game. It is meant to be hard. They have said this will be hard. Do not play it if you think it is going to be easy. That's ridiculous to just review bomb it because you can't complete it as your own. Maybe you don't like these type of games. I for certain, like I said, didn't really care for Dark Souls games because how janky they were, but Elden Ring was different. Elden Ring was completely different. And it'll always remain in my far memory of a game that I love and hate at the same time. So it is one of the best games you'll ever play, and one of the most challenging games you'll ever play. So don't review bomb it just because of that. It is one. I promise. It is one of the best DLCs you'll ever play. Go out there, find strategies, find equipment, find the right build, and you will kill the bosses. You don't need to be this super whiz, go through the bosses super quickly or anything like that. I sure as hell know you're not reviewing Elden Ring for its story, because no one in their right mind knows what's going on. So just don't review it because of the combat and if it's being difficult. I get it. Some of the fights so far that I've are almost unfair. I get it. And I'm not gonna lie. I did summons. You know what? I don't care. I want to play the game. I want to beat the game. I'm not looking for challenges anymore. I just want to play the game to my ability and move on and say I've completed it. I don't need these Dark Soul elitists to come at me or whatever. If you want to spend hours upon hours failing on the boss, by all means, you're going to do that. I will spend less hours failing on it with summons. So, there you go. Anyways, yes, I'm just playing Elden Ring right now. Jordan is heavily into it. If you ever get to check out Warheight's stream of him playing Elden Ring, by all means, go out there and do that. He is a Dark Souls fan, loves Elden Ring, so go watch him. But yeah, I'll go ahead and end it there. Next week, not really sure, to be honest. There's nothing on the calendar in terms of showings. So I just talk about, let's see, more Elden Ring where I'm at. Then I'm trying to play as much as I can and then get back to, unfortunately, Call of Duty and then Fallout 76 with Kiwi. But I'll be tarnished and fail some more over and over for the next few days, if not week. So, but yeah, thank you for listening. Remember, our Spotify is Believe You Don't Podcast. Twitter, you can follow us on there to know when our episodes go live. Believe You Don't Podcast, and then YouTube. If you don't want to listen on Spotify, you can go to YouTube, listen there. But please, give us feedback. We don't care if you tell us we suck. We obviously know we suck, but that's not going to bother us. You can give us constructive criticism or just criticism. Doesn't bother me or hopefully them as well. But yeah, thank you for listening, and we'll stop there. And always remember, you can continue to believe us if you don't. Peace.